y'all, it's Kentucky Ranger. We're here doing Mondays with Mom. It's been a while since we've done an interview. I figure Anna's father, Craig, he's here, so I cornered him. We're gonna do an interview with him. That's right. You're under the gun.
You're famous. You're gonna be famous.
That's
now.
right. You're gonna be YouTube famous.
You're gonna be famous.
His ratings go phew.
So anyhow,
All two people.
yeah, all two of my fans. Hey, I get at least 30 views
Oh,
on
okay,
my
all right.
videos.
I'm sorry.
That's a big audience base.
We have. We can say we knew you, Craig, when.
There's 2 pictures
I'll put it in front of the camera.
right there.
Here, it's not focused. I've got the focus locked. You're
Oh,
just gonna have to
to
send
come
me,
this far?
just send me
Okay.
the pictures and I can put them in there
Oh, okay.
because I've got the focus locked.
Oh, okay, that'll work.
Okay.
Sorry.
Clip that spot. Yeah.
So what are the pictures? Well, explain the pictures because I'll have them up there.
One is
Oh.
Craig and his blues.
Well,
So-
yeah, but you're standing next to me.
I cut me out so you could see him in his
Oh,
blues.
God.
Well, I'll
Lord
send you
have
the
mercy,
one.
yeah.
I'll
Boy.
send you this one plus the original.
Just print it and rip it, like
Lord,
this.
yeah, I'll
And then-
Photoshop a rip and tear in
Yeah.
And the other one was when we were getting ready to go to Germany.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
'Cause,
I
yeah,
knew that.
you two,
Yeah, we were in Germany.
you two met in the National Guard, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1990,
1990.
August.
Well, let's start with the beginning. Where was you born?
Me?
Yeah.
This is all about
Yeah,
you.
you.
Am I on there?
Yes. You're live. This is not Memorex.
Oh. Oh no. Wait a minute. Let me get my. I was born in Salt Lake City,
That's in Utah.
Utah. Yeah. Oh, do I have to be that specific?
No,
Of
no.
course.
Well, I was just.
Well, I don't know how many people.
There's
my
people
dad
out
got
there
out of the
that be like
Navy.
Salt Lake City. What's that?
My dad was in the Navy, and I would have been born in the Philippines, but we got to shore before anything happened, and I was born in
In Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City.
You want to see what year? Or I try not to.
Yeah, let's.
Way
Howdy
back
Doody
then.
was still popular.
Yeah, way back then. Back in the day.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. Green Jeans and
well, Salt Lake City's a pretty big, like the counties. So, was it like Salt Lake, or was it like West Jordan or West Valley City, or?
yeah, I was born in kind of the hospital. It was the main one in Salt Lake
No,
County.
I mean, where'd you grow up?
Oh yeah, mostly out in Murray,
Murray. Okay.
which is
Yeah, it's kind of the outskirts of.
yeah, it's
I
kind
don't
of a
know, Salt Lake
suburb.
County, yeah, it's a long.
They have a lot of different little
Yeah, it's huge county.
towns that are kind of incorporated into.
Well, tell them Craig knows the numbers. How many counties are in Utah compared to how many counties are here?
Yeah, there's what 105 or something in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, 200. So yeah, there's a.
Oh, 205. Really?
You won't
Wow,
put
we
it
only have
online.
29, and we're probably a bigger state.
So it
Oh,
shows
yeah.
you how big the counties are.
Oh yeah, well, Salt Lake County, it stretches from north to south, well over 100 miles. What, 120 miles maybe?
Not
Nah,
quite
maybe
that
maybe
much.
90 miles.
But now they,
Because it stretches from like
well, they.
Ogden down to.
No, Salt Lake County isn't that big. Because that's Weber and Davis County, and then
Well,
Salt
yeah,
Lake
well,
County.
Ogden's not Salt Lake County, but it ends right up in there, doesn't it? Because it's kind of it's stretched out along the mountains.
Right, but somebody's been chipping away at it because it's smaller now.
Well,
Maybe than when it was before, but
now you want a state with lots of counties, Ohio. My God, there must be 400 counties in Ohio.
you know, our counties are big, they're for sure.
Yeah, great big. But the thing about Utah is they're not a lot of towns, cities. Once you get out of like Salt Lake, it's kind of
2,000 population, 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty small towns.
yeah. Plus you get down south, there's hardly any. I mean, because you got what y'all talking about over there? what's that town down south?
St. George.
St. George.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know
it's
about
pretty
now.
big.
Yeah,
'Cause of all
it's
the
big now because it seems like everybody in Hollywood decided they wanted to move
wanted to
there.
live there. Yeah,
But I remember when I trucked down there.
Santa Clara, Bloomington, and that are all becoming one big city.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember back in the day, you drive for miles and it was just desert, nothing.
right.
And
Now
then you
it's
come to a
all
little town and then nothing.
it's all filled in.
Well, what was it like
Anyway.
growing up?
Well, it was
Murray?
definitely
Did you move around a lot, or?
no. Once we moved into Murray, I mean, I grew up in Salt Lake till I was 5 years old.
No.
Then moved down to Murray. Maybe I better not mention that my mom thought there was a ghost in the house there in Salt Lake. So
No,
Hey,
it's
he
cool.
has a bunch of paranormal.
Yeah.
paranormal stuff happening there. So my mom said, "We're out of here."
So you,
And
you
we
moved
went-
because there was a ghost? Was it a
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
ghost or just?
Kind of just a scary one because this lady had been hung,
Oh Lord.
died, was hung there in the committed suicide maybe, but
Oh Lord.
Tell us some ghost stories.
so we
Well, he is.
got out of there.
We got out of there. The end.
Yeah, the end. Yeah.
That would be me if I was in a house and some ghost like, get out. I'd be like, okay, can I
Yeah.
pack? Please let me pack.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
gone.
Yeah, my dad came home and my mom said, "Well, we bought a house. We're gone."
We're gone. Good Lord.
He came home from work and we were
So
done.
where did you move from
Well,
or to
down to into Murray.
into Oh, okay.
So it was only those. I think we lived in a trailer for maybe a few months before we got the house we were
Yeah.
in, and then we went down there. And after I left there when I was 19, was gone around the world a little bit and came back a couple of years later.
Well, you traveled the world. Was you in the military or?
No, I was working for a church group,
Oh,
Missionary.
missionary.
missionary. Well, why didn't you say so?
Well, because I didn't know what people would
Oh
how they
no,
would
no, this
understand.
is diverse. Yeah, that's nothing.
Having sex? No.
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
But when
So
I came-
anyhow, it's official. He's a Mormon.
Yeah. Oh,
He was-
okay. Well,
and he
yeah.
went on a mission,
I went on.
Right.
and that's what.
Yeah, you can cut
Mormons-
that other stuff out then. Yeah.
What
There's
other
nothing
stuff
wrong
about
with
the
that.
ghost?
Yeah, the ghost part. Yeah. The rest of it, I'm not worried about.
They
see,
get a chuckle out of it.
now us when we came to Utah, it was in the 70s,
71.
and times back then, the Mormons, they were pretty tight clique. We had a hard time. We eventually made friends and stuff, but
Yeah, I got back in '72, so
yeah, it was 71 or 72.
We got there February of 71.
71, and
Remember
But
the
yeah,
World
well,
Motel? That's where we stayed.
yeah, the World Motel had the great big arch.
oh my god,
Yeah, that's a long time. We're
Yeah.
going in the Wayback Machine.
that's way back.
But
We were there about a month, wasn't we?
hmm?
Weren't we?
Oh my God, it seemed like it was 2 or 3 months. It was a long
It was a
time.
long time.
But yeah, that's one thing. Growing up in Utah, being a Mormon, I mean, did you all? I mean, what was it like growing up? I'm sure it's probably was it the same? I guess as everybody. I really don't know.
Family
Well, I got-
oriented a lot, I think. Especially back then.
Well, yeah, that's one thing about the Mormons is that they have that tight knit family lifestyle, like the family home evening. What is that, like every Wednesday or something?
It's Mondays.
Mondays.
Yeah, we did do that. Now I had a brother that was kind of wild and crazy, and he was always getting into trouble. Then there was me, and then my younger brother was hardly ever there because he went off and became a ballet dancer and went to San Francisco and New York City, and he was there for like 30 years. So
was in
he
the
hardly
New
ever
York
came back
Ballet.
to Salt Lake.
Oh wow, he was in the New York Ballet.
Who was it that discovered him? What was that guy's name? That was in the New York Ballet. Isn't that how he got discovered?
Well, I know he applied, but George Balanchine was
That's him. Yeah.
really liked Tracy, and of course he had become friends with Jacques Demois and Rudolph Nureyev and some of those famous dancers.
Wow,
I saw videos of him. He was good.
cool.
Yeah. So he was hardly ever in the
Yeah,
picture
he
of
was
the
always
house. And
gone.
then my younger brother, we both had joined the military. He went in the army, and
No,
Did you have any sisters?
No.
Oh.
We took care of a cousin for a while when she was little, and then she went off and got married and was gone. But
Did she get married in a temple?
no.
Yeah, that's something that I guess you have to really.
Be dedicated.
Yeah, because what they call a temple recommend. There's all kinds
Yeah,
of
you have to
hoops you
get
got to
that
jump
to-
through to get to it.
Well, when did you lose your dad?
74.
Well,
My dad died in 74.
Well,
what did he die
It was kind of complicated because he got rheumatic fever when he was 16,
of? Oh.
and then he worked out at a place where he got arsenic poisoning at
Oh,
Kennecott
Oh
Copper.
my God.
he worked at Kennecott.
Yeah, for a while, and then he worked at Vitro, which was the radioactive
Yeah.
place. So when he had to have some heart valves replaced
Oh Lord.
when he was. I was only 8 or 9 years old when that happened.
No.
And then he pretty much died of kidney failure.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
So
Yeah, Kennecott Copper at one time it was. I don't know if it was the largest copper mine in the world. I think
pretty
there's-
much.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
there was
another
one in
I
South
think.
America that was
Yeah, I
pretty
think
big.
it's a.
But we're the biggest open pit.
Yeah,
What's-
open pit.
Is it still going?
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, they closed it for years, but
Yeah,
then
they
they
closed-
restarted
they
it.
opened
But
it up again.
you can actually see it on satellite. I'd
Oh,
say
yeah.
I might have
It's
to look
pretty-
on Google Maps because
it's pretty big.
or Google Earth. You can actually see it from space. It's
Yeah, they
so
took
huge.
it actually got so big it gobbled up some towns that were out
Yeah, it
there.
took the town. Yeah,
I remember
but,
Lark was one of the towns
yeah,
there.
Lark.
And Copperton, I think it's gone now
Oh,
too.
you're kidding?
Yeah, I think it's,
Wow, because it's been a long time since I've
Yeah.
been out there. Do they still give tours? They used to. Well, not tours down in the mine, but they had that observation place
Right, yeah, they still have that.
where you can get copper bracelets and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're healthy for you, right?
Supposedly.
The copper
Yeah,
bracelet.
supposedly it takes away arthritis or something.
Lord, I need to get me a copper bracelet.
Well, you and your sister, when she visited, you all got copper bracelets.
I think we did. I don't know what I ever did. But
I have no idea.
Well, yeah.
So,
I probably know somebody I could get you a couple, yeah.
there you go. He hook you up.
yeah, I'll hook you up.
He has connections. The
Send me
copper
one.
connections.
Send me one.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
We need another one of them.
So after school, what did you start? Where did you go to work, or did you go to college? Or
Wow, this
course
is
you
getting
wanna-
pretty intimate here.
well, it's just kind of your life story.
If he
Kind of.
asks you a question you don't
Yeah,
want
if you don't
to
want to
answer,
answer
say,
it,
skip
yeah,
that.
let's just.
Oh no,
No comment.
my brother got a paper route when he was 12. I was 9, so I couldn't have a paper route, but I
Right.
still had to get up every morning and deliver the papers,
Don't help.
rain and winter and snow,
Oh,
and
Lordy.
so I did that for 10 years.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
Because then he'd taken off and I just took over the route. So I had money saved up. I bought me a little motorcycle,
Oh,
and
cool.
Well,
then he bought a car by that time, and I traded him my bike plus some money and got the car from him.
you talking about David?
David, yeah.
Well.
And he went out and bought a GTO, which
Oh,
was
Lord.
kind of a nice car back then. So it was, and then 14, my dad taught me how to weld, and I was up at this place welding these crates back together. So those are some of my first jobs that I
Yeah.
had.
Hmm.
And I was a police dispatcher for Murray City.
Cool.
But then they had a job open up at the where my dad was working, so I jumped from $2.70 an hour up to $3.65,
Woo.
Wow.
which was a big.
That was big money back
That was
then.
big money back then, yeah.
Well, when did you get in the Air National Guard?
Not till '76. I had been in Okinawa for a year during Vietnam.
Oh, wow. Was that
So I
part of
saw
your,
a lot of
was that
stuff.
part of your mission work? Or
Yeah, that was part of being there as part
So
of the
when
mission.
when did you go on your mission? Right after high school or
A year after.
year after high school?
So I did go to some other schooling, and in between,
So how long
I
did your
went to some
mission last?
2 years.
2 years. So it wasn't just all in Vietnam. It was
No, it was part of it was up in mainland Japan, down in Okinawa. Then I went back to Japan.
He
Oh, wow.
speaks, reads, and writes fluent
Fluent
Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah,
Which is funny because a few years back when you were here, we went to a Japanese restaurant. I worked for Lexington Cartage, which I hauled parts for the Toyota plant, and they were having Japanese Toyota employees was having a party over on the next section, and they were trash talking the Americans how lazy they were working in the factory, and he started laughing. I said, "What's funny?" And he told me, he says, "You ought to hear what they're saying about." So when we went to order, he ordered for us in Japanese, and the waitress got this look on her face.
Boink.
Yeah, and she walked over to the other side and said something, and I think he told me that she was telling him that he could
better
understand.
watch,
yeah,
kind of tone it
so
down.
they toned it down. Oh, anyway, that was funny. Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So-
So then I'd gotten married by that time.
Uh-huh.
After I came back, and
He had 2 girls and 2 boys.
but not by when I went into the military. I had
No.
just 3, and so I was 26 years old when I joined.
So
But
what was the purpose of you learning Japanese?
Well, I had to because that's where I was in
that
Japan.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
They sent me to Hawaii for 2 months to learn how to try to speak a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was really just open the book, close it, put it in your back pocket, hope through osmosis you might learn
Yeah.
something.
So
And
she's,
then I went on over there.
I don't.
Oh, does the dog
I
get
don't
to
know.
heaven?
Yeah, Junebug is giving her a look like she wants out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
she's
know.
licking her lips like she's thirsty.
So,
Oh, that's weird. Sorry.
so soon after you came back from your mission, you joined the Air National Guard? Or?
Yeah, I went back to school for a little while.
Yeah.
Working a job, going to school, and it was kind of stressful there for a while.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
imagine.
And
So
I didn't want to do welding anymore. I decided I'm going to quit this and join the military. And
So what did you do in the National Guard? Well,
the first years I was radio, and then they sent me to schools to learn about computers, and then I had to go back for some more radio training, a little bit more deeper.
yeah.
And I became the chief of maintenance for all the electronic stuff on the base.
That's
Cool.
what he was doing when I met him, I think.
Yeah, because when you joined, you started in with the radio and
Yes,
stuff.
just
Right.
radio operator.
Yeah.
So they had me doing video cameras and the alarm systems for all the base.
So you worked out, what, at the Hill Air Force Base? Or was
No, it was a guard base, but we had a lot of equipment up at Hill Air Force Base,
Yeah.
and then we had equipment up on top of the mountain, up behind Lagoon. They had those
Yeah.
big radar domes.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have to go up there and fix the antennas or swap out equipment.
Yeah, cool. I'd
Talking
say they're
about
still
Lagoon,
up
the
there.
amusement park Lagoon.
The amusement park.
Yeah, the
Lagoon,
amusement
yeah.
park.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like Lake Champlain up in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's a amusement
Yeah, I've
park.
seen that they're still going strong over there. I love Lagoon.
Another thing about Craig,
They
he's
have
an
got
awesome,
some really good runs up there,
He's an awesome artist.
as in
Art.
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 So was
That was
his brother
Tracy more
David.
than me. I can do stuff on, computer graphics. Anyway, so I
Yeah, we got
went
sidetracked.
there. Yeah, we got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, you'll have to send me some pictures or some of your artwork so I can put it up here and show it off.
I do have some. I got a job as a commercial artist.
Well,
I had to hurry and put together a portfolio to show
show what you could do.
the guy. So I drew like 7 or 8 pictures and took them back to him the next day, and he looked at them and he said, "You're hired."
Well,
And I quit the next day because I found a job that paid even more.
oh wow,
So
that's pretty cool. So you said, what was your first car? You said you traded it with your brother?
Yeah, it was a '59 Chevy Impala.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
What's been your favorite car that you've ever had?
Probably my '68 Javelin.
Javelins, those are cool cars.
I had but at the time my wife could not drive a car that was that big of an engine.
Yeah.
Kept
Stick
squealing the
shift.
tires
Yeah.
and all sliding around. So I ended
boy.
up selling it and
Well.
found a little dinky car that she could learn to drive.
So what are you doing now, or are you retired, or?
Oh boy, yeah. Jump forward 50 years.
Oh,
But,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
I got out
Well, you're
of that.
National Guard.
Well, I
you were
know,
in there
but then I
for
got
a
in
long
full time.
Yeah,
And so I did retire
yeah.
through them. And then I worked for the newspaper for 10 years
Oh, what do you do there?
doing photography and computer graphics.
Cool.
Your wife was Japanese, wasn't she?
Well, she was Japanese, but I spun her around a few times and she got
She
disoriented.
turned
Yeah, no, she's
I
still
got
Japanese.
you.
Yeah,
I
you know.
got you. I got you.
Can't say she was,
Oh,
you know.
Lordy. Yeah, she is Japanese.
Yeah.
And she's not dead, because I guess then you could say, well, she was
Is
Japanese.
Japanese.
Well, she
Right,
still
yeah.
is, because even if she's dead, she's
Yeah.
still Japanese.
Right.
We know what you meant, Mama.
Yeah.
You met her in Japan, didn't
No,
you?
I didn't.
Didn't you?
No, I met her in Salt Lake.
Oh.
She had already graduated from a Japanese university in Tokyo
Oh.
and was going to BYU to become a lawyer.
Well,
And I really messed up her plans, I guess.
oh, Lordy.
That was, yeah, kind of got her sidetracked too on that. But then I worked there at the newspaper, and then I taught school for a while as a substitute.
Yeah.
Went back to welding for a couple of years. And then I thought, why not? I was already retired, kind of semi-retired had the military coming in, had
Yeah.
my, didn't have Social Security yet, but I had my Teamsters money.
Yeah.
So I started delivering pizza. I told him, I'll work for you for 6 months or something like that. It's been
Well.
10 years later.
Well,
I'm still doing that,
Still
part-time.
delivering. You know, I've heard a lot of people like stuff like that, like these Uber drivers. It's not that they're doing it because they're making a lot of money. They just do it because they want to do it, kind of thing. I don't know if I could do that though. I'd take my personal car.
Why do you do it, Craig?
What?
Why do you deliver pizza?
Well, I'm the oldest guy there for one, so they don't bug me or mess with
I'm
me
sure
too
it's for the
much.
tips.
Oh, I've
Do they
had
give-
my
do they
biggest
give-
tip's been $100.
Ah,
What?
dang! Maybe I'm going to start delivering pizza. Good
There's
Lord.
2 of us that have worked there that have had $100 tips.
Oh
You
wow!
must have
The one before
delivered
that was
up in the
$42, I think.
You must have delivered up in the avenues.
No, it was to some guys that were working on a project late at night at some factory.
Wow!
They ordered $50 worth of stuff, and they gave me $100 tip.
Wow!
Oh, between all of them.
Well, there was only
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 people there.
Oh,
The one guy that signed the receipt put the $100 on there.
Wow!
Walking away, I thought it was $1. I thought he was
Yeah.
joking.
Yeah.
It looked like a 100, and I would,
Yeah.
okay, $1. Yeah, you guys, okay, that's fine. I'm not,
Oh wow!
And I got kind of halfway to the door, and I looked at it again. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good Lord!
I needed that.
I needed
Have
that.
you
Yeah,
delivered pizza to any
So,
famous
but-
people or?
but it's been good. The tips are pretty good. Sometimes you get stiffed, and
Yeah.
you meet some kind of crazy people
Oh,
too.
yeah. Woof. What
So
about
it's just the
what about
variety
famous
and,
people. Have you met any delivered pizza to any famous people that we might know of?
There was a guy that was on the Utah Jazz basketball team, and he was slightly out of our area, like a half a block,
Yeah.
but we would deliver to him, and he'd do $35 tips all
Oh,
the time.
wow.
Jeepers.
And I'm sorry, I can't think of his name right now. It was a Russian name,
Oh.
Well,
like Kurchenko or, some
Vlad.
Vladimir. But he's famous. I delivered to the Comic-Con people
Oh, cool.
that set that up for
Set
Salt
that up,
Lake.
yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a few other famous folks.
Well, it's cool.
It's kind of hard to think of right now, but I know we've had
I didn't
some.
put you on the spot. I just.
Give me a couple of minutes, I probably could have written them down.
Lordy.
But it's been fun, you know, and you go into some places that you would never get to go.
Yeah.
You know, normal people, normal folks that are walking in to do something. Like we get to go in the back rooms and see what it. And I've had some really neat tours of some places that.
Oh, I bet.
Were kind of fun to see.
You've worked on the movie sets too, haven't you?
Well, I helped work on some movies there in Salt Lake for 4 years.
Yeah.
We had the executive producer and, of course, the cameraman. I was doing the Foley artist type stuff, the background sounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes background music we would fill in for to make the movie, you know, flow better. And
was it there in Salt Lake or in Park City?
yeah, it was in Salt Lake.
Yeah, that Foley stuff, that'd be kind of fun to do.
It is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I shot all the Utah City Guide. I did the photos for Utah City Guide, the Bride Guide, and what do they call it? Where all the houses. Every year they have the new houses that are built.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Parade of Home Show?
Yeah, yeah.
The Parade of Home Show, yeah.
Yeah,
So
the Parade of Homes. Yeah, they've got that here over in Lexington. I think they do that every
So I got to go out and do a lot of stuff. I help put commercials together for people.
That's cool. Yeah, Foley stuff. That's one thing most people don't know. These movies, that what you're seeing or what you're hearing on the movie
Was not anywhere.
It was all done. It was done
Some other
post
time,
in a
yeah.
studio.
Yeah. Creaking doors, doorbell,
Yeah,
phone ringing.
footsteps, everything. Even
It's all-
there's a lot of like voiceovers and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, they'll add a voice or.
Yeah, the people that you're watching or that you're hearing in a scene, it's not actually. I mean, they had microphones on the set, but they dubbed the voices over to get a better sound. I guess I don't know. There's a lot of stuff goes into making movies.
We had the same system as what Universal Studios has,
Wow.
so it was pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
Green screens, blue screens, whatever we
Oh,
needed,
yeah.
we could do it. So I did that for a while.
He's got into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, you've lived. What would you call it? A diverse life.
Yeah. Radio DJ down in St. George
Oh lordy.
for when I was going to school down there.
He taught me Morse code when I was still in there.
Man,
Yeah,
lordy.
working on the Morse code.
Well,
And now I'm in between the time that I'm delivering pizza and singing songs, you know, out on the street corner. No.
yeah.
I'm in the Medical Reserve Corps for Salt Lake County, so we're
Cool.
trained. If there's a disaster somewhere, we could go help out, whether
Right.
medically or I've got licenses to drive heavy equipment, but I'm the radio coordinator for the radio frequencies that we use.
Oh, cool.
But we also do train on emergency
Yeah.
technical problems medically. So it's we have to know a little bit about everything.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But we have doctors and nurses that are involved with us.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for 6 years now.
Awesome. Well, it's getting close to the time. I don't want to hold you up too much.
Oh, well,
He's led an interesting life.
Very interesting.
You just discussed a minute part of his life.
Yeah, minute part.
a minute part.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah. Of course, I need to throw this in here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
a little spot there. I got divorced one time, and then I was fortunate enough to get remarried again to a real nice gal, and we had another child.
Which is
So I
Man.
have 5 altogether.
Yeah.
And,
And every one of them is great kids.
Oh, they're all wonderful
Have
kids.
every one of them graduated from
Every one
college?
of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
got them all through college now, and
Yeah.
so can't
Was
leave
there-
that part out.
Oh no.
Had kind of a, you know,
Oh, what was it you were talking? You wanted him to talk about? Your dad was.
Oh, his stepdad. Tell him about, he was one of them that liberated Dachau. World War II.
well, yeah.
I
After
think.
my dad died when I
Yeah.
was young, my mom did remarry a Japanese guy. Now, what's funny is that the gal I was married to, it does get kind of complicated.
Well.
This guy was married to, out of 4 sisters, there were 4 Japanese gals, and he was married to the second daughter. I was married to the youngest daughter,
Well.
so he was my brother-in-law.
I didn't
At the
know
time.
that.
Yes, he was my brother-in-law. And then my dad died, his wife died,
Brother.
and within
stepdad.
6 months, he became my stepfather.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law became my stepfather.
Well.
And now he's been my stepfather for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 95. He's still running around.
Wow.
But he was in the Second World War.
Uh-huh.
Has all kinds of medals that were finally given to him. They took him back to Washington. He got his Congressional Medal of
Oh
Honor
wow.
bestowed upon him, and he got a bunch of other medals for while they were in war.
Well, what took him so long to give it to him?
Yeah, paperwork, hang up. Somebody that was going to stamp it probably died there on the desk, and it wasn't able to go forward, so they had a 2-star general come in and hand over all of his other medals.
Did you say he's Japanese?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was in
And
the
he was in-
442 group. He was in a concentration camp, or internment camp.
Internment, yeah, whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
That was.
He was in the internment camp, signed up to be in the military, because he was born in Lindsay, California.
Right. Yeah, that's a whole
Another,
shameful thing that we did
Yeah.
to the Japanese during the
Was
war.
I
but-
correct when I said that he was one of them that went into Dachau?
yes, yeah, they were
Uh-huh.
liberated Dachau, even though they made a movie about showing all these big burly Marines going in
Right.
there. These little Japanese people climbed over the fence, climbed under the fence, and took it over
Wow.
very quickly,
Well,
and got the people liberated from Dachau. And
well,
he
that's cool.
did a lot of other work there in Italy and Germany while he was over there during the war. They wouldn't let him go to the Pacific to fight
Right.
because they probably either
Well,
got
they
shot
get
or
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, so
they go
they
fall
had to
under
send him
friendly
somewhere
fire.
else.
Yeah.
so yeah, and he's been a great stepfather and
Well,
done a lot.
that's cool.
And he and my mother traveled all over, back to Japan. They've been to many countries together. So
That's awesome.
he's been a really great guy. And so I did have a brother and sister because of him.
Well. Oh yeah, there you go. So you did have a brother. Or
Well,
a sister.
a sister,
I mean.
but yeah, I was already 25, 26 by the time I got my little brother and sister. But they, now they're in their almost 50s, and
Yeah. Times are moving on.
yeah, time's moving on. So anyway, sorry.
So
That,
no, it's okay. So any parting words before we end this, or any?
no, it was great to come back here and
Yeah. What do you think?
see
about
the
Kentucky?
graduation and what.
What do you think about Kentucky? Is it?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about Kentucky.
It's different than Utah.
They may stop me at the border next time. I don't want to say anything bad. Now, going up the road here one time, I had a couple of
Yeah, hillbilly run you off the road.
tried to run me off the road on my
Lord,
bicycle.
Lord.
They were rednecks.
Yeah.
They were rednecks, yeah. I
Utah's
fell
a
down into the
beautiful
little
state.
gully there and kind of got scraped up
Yeah.
a bit. Hey, that's
Anna was born in Ogden.
yeah. She
Yeah.
was born in Utah, there in Ogden.
I guess that's one big difference from Utah to here is Utah, everything's spread out. Where other states like here in Kentucky, the towns are compacted. Where Utah, man, it's like I say, these towns, they're big, they're spread
They're
out.
huge,
They're not,
yeah, they're
they're not,
huge, and
they're
they
not
just keep-
compacted. They're huge, but plus it's dry as a bone.
Dryer.
Or
Yeah,
it's so wet here, it smells like a musty basement.
Except
I
that
do like
one
the four
time-
seasons they have in Utah.
Except that
I mean,
one
they're very
time,
distinct.
yeah.
Remember that when they had that flood where fish were
In
swimming
'83,
in
Oh
the
yeah,
street?
when they sandbagged State Street and made
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah, we had the river down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wild. I don't know if I have
13
any
South
pictures
was
of that.
bagged all the way.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to say that Salt Lake is a beautiful, beautiful
Oh
I
yeah.
miss
place.
Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of
they
things I
keep
miss
it
about
pretty
Utah.
clean.
It's
It's
beautiful.
One thing about it is if you get hungry, go drive down State Street and whatever you want to eat. I mean, they've got every restaurant you can think of.
every
And
yeah,
good,
all the cultures
good.
are there.
Oh,
Good food.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyhow, this has really
Okay.
been cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Well,
And when you come back, we'll do it again.
There you go. We'll do it again.
Ann and I plan on taking a train trip to Utah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'm wanting to do that really bad.
So anyhow, I guess we'll end it here.
all right. Cut.
And everybody
That's a wrap?
said their stuff, said their piece. Uh-oh. Junebug, she's
Junebug
choking.
trying to get in on it too.
Well, baby.
So anyhow, we'll wrap this up. Appreciate y'all watching. God bless, and we'll see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.